Good afternoon, everybody. This is Subby with Torcon Weather Team bringing you an update of Midwest weather. And wow, do we need a break today? What a crazy, crazy last couple weeks it has been here in the Midwest with severe storms and tornado outbreaks. We need this breather that we've had and enjoyed over the last couple of days. We do have some isolated showers and thunder showers that are rotating into the state of Missouri. That's caused by this low pressure system sitting down here in the Boot Hill of Missouri. But really, outside of a few showers and thunder showers moving in from Wyoming into South Dakota, there's really not much going on here in the Midwest today. Actually, the bulk of activity is going to be centered down here in the southeast, where we have an active severe thunderstorm watch box, and actually look like a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings on the board right now. But the severe weather is going to be staying down here in the southeast today and this evening. We're going to enjoy here just kind of an old, cool, rainy day here in Missouri and quiet weather here for most of the Midwest for the rest of the day. So let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center risk assessment for today. And you notice where we have that severe thunderstorm watch box is where the SPC has highlighted an area for a slight risk of severe thunderstorms, and really the entire central part of Florida as well is under a slight risk. But here in west central Missouri and here in the Midwest, outside of a marginal risk, a small risk for a damaging wind gust out here in parts of western Kansas, western Nebraska. Looks like the eastern 2/3 of Colorado, southern Wyoming. Outside from that, we are going to remain relatively quiet as the tornado risk for the Midwest is very, very low today. As you can see, there's only a small area up here in South Dakota and north central Nebraska that has a 2% risk for tornadoes. And even down here where a better chance for severe weather in the southeast, they've only have a 2% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles down here. So overall, from coast to coast, the tornado threat today is fairly low. Now, we go into day 2 according to the SPC, and we begin to get into that active stage again, and it's really going to ramp up as we go into the last week of this month, but we'll get to that here in just a second. So in day 2, we have a slight risk that is going to be here in central Oklahoma and parts of northern Texas. The tornado threat for tomorrow, relatively small here in the Midwest, 2% chance in that slight risk area. A better chance, a 5% risk, is actually out here in central Florida for tomorrow. The hail risk for tomorrow, about the same. Here we got a slight risk, 15% box over here in central Oklahoma, northern Texas, and then the wind threat tomorrow is about in that same location into central Oklahoma, parts of Texas, and south central Kansas as well. And then once we go into day 3, we have a relatively large slight risk down here into central Texas with an with a marginal risk that is surrounding that. And we also have a sliver of a marginal risk here that's going to encompass most of central Missouri. Up here, though, it's going to be mainly a wind threat for this day 3 here in central Missouri. So again, we are starting to become active again here in the Midwest for severe storms. And if we look out a little bit further, this here is going to be the 8 to 14 day temperature probability outlook. Now, you can see half of the country here is going to be in a cooler than average, in which the southern half is going to be warmer than average. Guess what happens in the middle? That's right. That's where we're going to have the battleground setting up between the cold and the warm air masses. And this is why we are expected to become active toward that last week, last couple weeks, really, of the month. So we can take a look at some of these. This is the CFS. This is going to be a little bit of AI, artificial intelligence, is kind of helping. These are analog composites, some new data that we've been kind of using here this year to kind of help us see a little bit further long range. And of course, just what we talked about, May 14th through May 20th. It's picking up. Where you see these reds is a higher percentage chance of seeing some supercells, and obviously we see that going right up Texas and Oklahoma into Kansas. And then from May 21st through the 27th of May, it is actually showing some data suggesting most of the Midwest here is going to be under the gun. Now, this is just one data set. What I'd like to use is kind of a combination of both analog and what the SPC is showing, as well as maybe some models that utilizing some computer-based AI data. And this is where I like to use the comparison. And this is day 3 through 8. And notice we're actually going to have the CIPS, the CSU, and then the actual Storm Prediction Center outlook. Now, if we scroll down here, and when we get to day 5, notice we start to pick up on one model a very broad area of chances for severe storms. And then we have another model that's showing just mainly down in the southeast, and Storm Prediction Center is showing the predictability way too low to be able to look that far out. Day 6, day 7, and here we are, day 8. Now take a look at day 8. There's a huge area of severe risk here in the Midwest, being picked up on both the analog and the computer AI assistant models. But of course, the SPC being 8 days out, it's too far out for them to put out any sort of probability right now. But what this does is kind of gives us a help in the trends to be able to see what long range out, a week out, on what the trends are going. So we are definitely going to be paying very close attention as we round out the last week of this month. And here at TorqueOn, and again, follow all of our social media platforms, and we have YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Follow all of our social media platforms and make sure you guys keep updated on all of the latest information. So we have our social media gurus over at TorqueOn. They do a heck of a job. They have all of the up-to-the-minute warnings from coast to coast. They do an extremely great job of keeping everybody in the know. So everybody, get out, enjoy what you can as we kind of have this little breather of severe weather here in the Midwest. Get out and enjoy it, because from all indications are pointed to a very active stretch starting this week through the end of the month. Have a great rest of the day, guys. We'll be talking to you soon.